This video has the solutions to Lesson 7-6, Day 2. One skill is to write a percent as a fraction in its reduced form. Number 2, 40% is the fraction 40 per 100. Now reduce it. Top and bottom both divide by 20, creating 2 over 5. Or use the TI-30 calculator, use the fraction key, put 40 in top, 100 in bottom, and push enter. Number 4, this is 85 per 100. Top and bottom both divide by 5, making 17 over 20. Number 6, 66 2/3% is 66 2/3 per 100. Now the fastest way to do this problem is to memorize it. 66 2/3% or 66.6 repeating percent is the very common fraction 2/3. Now if you don't have that memorized, then you're going to have to use a calculator to arrive at that answer of 2/3. To do this on a calculator, you're going to need to press your N/D key, which creates this template on your screen. But then, when you're about to fill in that top, you need to push the second feature of the N/D key, which creates the mixed number template, to be in the numerator of the fraction. So you want to have this structure on your calculator, and then you can put in the 66 2/3 on top, and the 100 in the box on the bottom. So this can be done on the calculator. It's just much faster to memorize that this particular percent is the common fraction 2/3. Number 8, 16% is 16 per 100. Top and bottom both divide by 4, getting 4 over 25. The next skill is to solve problems involving a percent, the word of, and the word is. 6% as a decimal is 0.06. The word of is multiplication. We're going to multiply by 145. The word is the equals. Whenever you have the word what, that's where you're picking your variable. So we're going to make a direct translation of all of the words within the sentence into a math equation. So 0.06 of 145 is times 145, and then is x, so equals x. Multiply the two numbers together to have the answer for x, and we get 8.7. Number 18 has that same structure. So this percentage is the decimal 0.092. So our equation is 0.092 times 180 is x. Multiply the numbers together. 16.56. Number 22. The equation is 15 is, or 15 equals, 25% is the decimal, 0.25, and then when it says of x, that means multiply by x. Now divide both sides by 0.25 to get x alone. This will make 60. Number 26, 32.4 is, or equals, 45% is the decimal, 0.45, and when it says of what, put an x there. Divide on both sides to get x alone. Number 28, what percent of 72 is 45? We don't know the percent, we'll call it x. When it says of 7.2, that means to multiply by 7.2. The word is equals, and then 45. Divide both sides by 7.2 to get the value of x. Remember that you're finding a percent, so this division is going to give you the decimal version of the percent, and then you need to write it in its percent form. This is 6.25, but now it's percent form, 625%. Number 32, what percent of 50 is 250? So what percent? We don't know. Of 50 means multiply by 50, and then is 250. Divide both sides by 50 to get x alone. And the result is 5. But the answer is not 5%. The answer is 500%. To change a decimal number into its percent form, you multiply by 100. To multiply 5 by 100, you move the decimal point 2 positions to the right, filling in with zeros. Now let's do some discount problems, where items have an original price, but then that price has been decreased. So number 34, something costs $18, but it's discounted 25%. So what is the amount of the price decrease? What is 25% of 18? That's 4.5 or $4.50 since we're working with money. Now what's the new price? 18 subtract 450. The new price is $13.50. Number 36, some item originally cost $2.40, but it's discounted 15%. What is the amount of the price decrease? So what is 15% of $2.40? This is $36. What's the new price? The original price, subtract the savings of $36, is $204. Now let's do some markups where the original price is increased. So something costs $85, but it's marked up 30%. What is the amount of the increase? What is 30% of 85? That's $25.50, or in money, $25.50. Now what's the new price? Well, it's the original price plus the amount that it was increased. 110.5 or $110.50. Some item originally cost $25, but it's marked up 6%. What is the amount of the increase? What is 6% of 25? This is 1.5 or in money, $1.50. So what's the new price going to be? It will be $26.50. Now let's do some problems involving percent decrease. Some of the questions ask us to find the percent decrease. Some of the questions will provide that and ask us for the new price. And some of the questions will ask us what was the original price. Now number 13, a shirt is originally priced $25, but its new sale price is $20. What was the percent decrease? There's a formula for percent decrease. Percent decrease is equal to the amount of the decrease divided by the original price. What is the amount of the decrease if it was originally 25 but the new price is 20? It has decreased by $5. Now compare that to the original price. Take a calculator and go 5 divided by 25. That is 0.2. But that's a decimal version of the percent. So the percent is 20%. Now number 14, some pants originally priced $36 but on sale for $27. What is the percent decrease? It's the amount of decrease divided by the original price. The decrease in price is $9, and the original price is $36. 9 out of 36 is 1/4, which is the decimal point 25, which is the percent 25%. Number 15, a notebook originally cost $2 but on sale for $1.65. What's the percent decrease? Let's use our formula for percent decrease. It's the amount of decrease. The price has been decreased by 35 cents compared to the original price of $2. Take a calculator and divide this. 0.175. But now get it in its percent format. Remember, to change a decimal to a percent, you multiply by 100 or move the decimal 2 positions. This is 17.5%. Number 16, same thing. Let's find the percent decrease. What was the amount of decrease? $12 compared to the original price, $120. This fraction reduces to 1/10, which is the decimal 0.10, which is the percent 10%. Now number 17, we have a soccer ball. We know the original price, but we do not know the new price. We're told that the percent decrease is 20%, or it's been discounted 20%. What will be the new price? Well, what is 20% of the original price? So 0.2 times 32 equals 6.4. Or because we're working with money, $6.40. Now, the price is decreased, so the new price is found by subtracting that money from the 32. And this is 25.6 or $25.60. Number 18, a jar of spaghetti sauce originally cost $2.20. What is the new price if it's decreased 15%? Let's figure out what 15% of 220 is. And this is 0.33, or in terms of money, 33 cents. We save 33 cents on the spaghetti sauce. So what's the new price? Well, what's 220 subtract 33? That's $1.87. Now number 19, some shoes. We don't know the original price of the shoes, but we do know the new price is $68.25 after a 12.5% discount. I'm going to use my formula for percent decrease to get this. The formula was percent decrease is equal to the amount of decrease divided by the original amount. The percent decrease as a decimal is 0.125. That is the decimal version of 12.5%. Now that's equal to the amount of decrease divided by the original amount. I don't know the original amount. I'm going to call it X. I also don't know the amount of decrease, but it's the difference between the original amount and the new price. Here is our equation. Now we want to solve the equation. In the first step, you can multiply by x on both sides. That changes it to 0.125x is equal to x minus 68.25. Now I'm going to subtract this over to this side from the 1x, while at the same time adding this over to this side. That's going to make 68.25 is equal to 875x. Now I can divide on both sides to get x alone. And the result is 78 on a calculator. Interpreting that in the form of money, this is $78. Now, check out my strategy there of how I did that. Take a look at this setup right here, because we need to do that again for the next questions. Okay, shampoo. We don't know the original price, but we know the new price and the percent decrease. So the percent decrease as a decimal is 0.05. That's equal to the amount of decrease divided by the original amount, which I don't know, so I'll call it x. And the amount of decrease is the original amount, subtract the new price. Now solve the equation. Multiply the x to the other side. Subtract the x term to the right side so that it's with the 1x, and add the 2.09 to the left side. This becomes 2.09 is equal to 0.95x. And then use division to get x alone. 2.2. As a money value, this is $2.20. And now number 21, same idea about the skates. So 0.15, that's the 15%, is equal to x in the bottom and x minus 59.50 in the top. Multiply the x to the left side. Subtract that and add that. So we have 59.50 is equal to 0.85x. And now divide by 0.85. The answer on a calculator is 70, or $70. Now a couple word problems. The Gold's house was assessed this year at a value of $162,000. Last year, it was assessed at $150,000. So the value of their home has increased in that 1 year of time. What was the percent of increase? There's a formula for percent increase. It's the amount of increase compared to the original value. So how much did the value of the home increase? It increased in value by $12,000. That's done by comparing this number to this number, right? Subtract them on a calculator. It's gone up by 12,000. Now compare that to the original value of the home, which was $150,000. Do this division on a calculator. This is 0.08. Now, is there anything else that you have to do to get a percent? Yes, you have to take the 0.08 and write it as its percent form. To change a decimal into a percent, you times by 100 or move the dot 2 places to the right. Okay, number 4, Elena bought some shares of stock at $28 per share and sold them all at $24.50 per share. So she lost money on her stock. What was the percent of loss or percent decrease? So we want to find the percent decrease. Or in this particular question, the percent of loss. That's the amount of loss compared to the original value of the stock. How much per share did she lose? She lost $3.50 per share. That's found by comparing this number to this number using subtraction. And compare it to the original value. Was the original value the $28 or was it the $24.50? It was the $28. Do this division. and that's 0.125. Now that's a decimal. How do you change a decimal number into its percent number? What do you multiply by to change a decimal to a percent? You multiply by 100, or another way to multiply by 100 is to move the dot 2 places to the right. This is 12.5%.